Hey YouTube, what is up? A lot of people at my locals were asking me why I don't run extra deck Monarchs. It's not that I think it's a bad deck, I just still play domain Monarchs because I'm good with it, I know my plays, and I feel like going to Brilliant Monarchs or extra deck Monarchs in any variant right now is a little too risky, because extra deck Monarchs and Monarchs in general are definitely going to get hit on the next ban list. We know Pantheism's going to get fucked, we know that Domain's going to get hit, and I don't want to build a deck that in 1 month or a month and a half is going to be useless to me. I should have built it earlier if I did want to play it, but I am already heavily invested in Dark Magicians. Like, you see my binder video, you see I have, like, you know, all the Italian and secret rare first edition Iatamaeus and all that nonsense. So I have already heavily invested in the Dark Magicians. I have 3 boxes of Dark Illusion pre-ordered already. I'm really invested in the next set, and I didn't want to build a deck now that when that next set that I'm already heavily invested comes in, have my deck be killed and basically waste the money that I put into it, because I'm not going to any championships, I'm not going to any, you know, major events that I need a top tier 100%, you know, best version of Monarchs deck. It's just something I'm playing for fun right now until Dark Magicians comes out. Then I really do want to get more serious into going to regionals and stuff like that. I almost topped 48'd at my regionals where there's like 400 something people, but I just bricked on the last game that I needed to win. So it's tough, but I just don't build Brilliant Monarchs because I didn't want to put basically like $150 into my deck to have it be gone when the August ban list comes out, which is when I think the new ban list will come out. Anyway, this is the deck that I play. It is the Junk Synchron Quickdraw Synchron version. It is not the E-Telly red layer blue layer build, and you know, I guess sometimes you tech in a Ghost Ogre for that because you can do you need basically a second E-Telly target in case something happens to your blue layer. I don't like this version, especially with Garnet, because I feel like it doesn't give you enough plays. It doesn't give you the ability to bounce back as much as you should. I mean, obviously red layer can, you know, recycle Magna Liger, whatever his name is. You can recycle that, but I feel like it's too many things to get the cards you need to your hand. You basically are relying on red layer, and to get red layer you need to use E-Telly, then you need to use blue layer to get to red layer, and then you need to either sacrifice the blue layer wasting normal summon, or you need to make sure you somehow get rid of blue layer to special summon red layer. It's a lot of stuff to do to just get red layer to hand, and I don't like that, which is why I like to run the version of the deck that I play here, which is basically the Junk Synchron Quickdraw Synchron version, and I'll go over that now. I do run one Jax Knight because it's a level 5 light monster. I can ditch it with Gem Knight Lazuli for, you know, Brilliant Fusion to bring out Seraph Knight, and I can get it back to hand because of Lazuli, so that's really, really good if I need a level 5 in hand for some reason. I run 2 Erebus because he's great, but this deck doesn't rely on him that much. The most important card in this deck, I'd say, besides the Quickdraw and the, you know, Junk Synchron and Pantheisms, is the Aether. Aether allows you to have at least rank 8 plays, or if you use the one domain, rank 6 plays, but I don't really like to do rank 6 stuff, to be honest with you. I love bringing out Karaz to mess up my opponent's plays. I don't rely on Aether that much for my extra deck plays. I really do rely on her mostly to just interrupt my opponent, which is what I like to do. Usually I'll do Aether on my turn if I don't have these two, bring Aether to hand, and then on their turn do Aether Karaz, pop, and keep going. The reason I like to use the Quickdraw Synchron version of this deck is because it is absolutely broken. To summon Quickdraw Synchron, to special summon him, you just discard a monster. So you could discard Idiot to the graveyard, get a Pantheism back, and then special summon Quickdraw Synchron, who's a level 5. He's really, really good. He can bring out Synchron monsters if you want, like Excel Synchron, some crazy stuff. Not Excel Synchron. Whoa, I fucked that up really badly. You can't do Excel Synchron with him because he's a 5-star. I meant Junk Synchron. But he's really, really good. He's a level 5, a lot of synergy with your primes, a lot of synergy with Seraphinite. Works really, really well, as they say. I do like to play Junk Synchron and Quickdraw Synchron together because they are the best Idia loop I've ever seen. You can basically ditch Idia with Quickdraw Synchron to special summon it, then normal summon Junk Synchron, and then bring Idia from the graveyard back onto the field, which is really, really good. There's another play you could do. I don't run it in my deck, but it's something you could definitely do. If you have Junk Synchron, because it targets a level 2 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summons it, you can do normal summon Junk Synchron, special summon Idios, special summon Prime Monarch, which is really easy to do in our deck, and then synchro into Beals. Not Beals, Beelzus. You could do Beelzus, which is a great card. 4,000 attack, no, you know, can't be destroyed by battle of card effects. It's basically a towers in one card. It's great. It's really, really good. So it's a great card to bring out for defensive purposes or offensive purposes. It's a great card. It's, you know, a little too tough for me to get out sometimes, but it's definitely a viable play. I just like the way my extra deck is now with the regular Beals and with the Tzolkin. So I do like to run this version more, but Beelzus is definitely a viable tech in this deck. I do run 2 Idios and 2 Idia. Idia can get recycled by Junk Synchron and Quickdraw Synchron. A lot of plays with that. A lot of ways to get Pantheism back. I run 2 of these because they also special summon each other, giving you 2 tribute summons on 1 turn. And then you can also use the extra normal summon from Seraphonite. That's pretty broken. You can basically get 3 tribute summons in 1 turn. That's pretty nuts. I love running 2 Lazuli because I like having 2 Brilliant Fusion plays, which is why I have 2 Seraphonites in my extra deck. I don't want my plays to be dead as soon as I use 1, and then I have 2 dead cards in my deck, especially if they pop my Brilliant Fusion or something like that. Usually I pop it myself with Karaz to draw more, but later on in the game, most people don't expect a second Seraphonite, so it's a nice play to have. I do 1 for 1 because sometimes you do brick, and sometimes you need 2 tribute summons. Like if I have a Karaz in hand and an Aether in hand, I wouldn't mind going 1 for 1, you know, ditch Edea, special summon Edea, special summon Edeos, sacrifice both to summon Karaz, pop, and then just special summon some more, tribute summon some more. Having 2 tribute summons basically off of 1 for 1 is really, really nice. And it's a play that I don't think can be overcome by getting rid of it in the deck. This deck relies on having more than 1 normal summon, and this is a 1-card version that allows you to get immediately more than 1 normal summon without relying on other cards. As long as you have a monster in your hand, you can pretty much do it. 3 Pantheism and 3 Tenacity for easy reasons. Pantheism ditches anything, draws 2. Tenacity searches Pantheism so you could draw 2, and that's pretty much it. I run 2 tunings so I can get the Synchron monsters to hand. It's pretty good. It's add 1 Synchron tuner from your deck to your hand, then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. So it helps you mill, it helps you deck thin. You can actually get Pantheism to grave pretty easy. You can get Prime to grave pretty easy. And you don't really pay cost. You just add it to hand and then mill 1 card from the top of your deck. It's really not that bad of a cost. I do like running 3 Stormforth in this. Some people run less Stormforths. I don't think that's a good thing to do. Stormforth is a great combo piece in this deck, and it's a good way to interrupt your opponent's plays. Chainlink 1, Ether's effect activates. Chainlink 2 activates Stormforth. Stormforth resolves. Sacrifice your opponent's monster with Ether's effect. Pretty broken plays. You do need a monster on the field to do that, though, because you need to attempt a tribute summon. But it's a great play to be able to sacrifice your opponent's monster, tribute summon on their turn, bring out Karaz, pop more of their stuff, interrupt more of their plays, make them waste their tribute summons, make them waste their, XYZs and special summons. Pretty good stuff to do. 3 billion, wow, I can't even speak today. 3 Brilliant Fusion for obvious reasons, just to bring out Seraphonite. That's the only reason it's in the deck. 3 Return of the Monarchs, because it allows you to search other cards. You can basically normal summon Karaz by, doing whatever you want pretty much. Even if you brick and just have Edeos, Karaz, and then return in your hands, you can do normal summon Edeos, tribute summon for Karaz, Return the Monarchs activates, adds Aether hand, and then Karaz will pop this and you draw 1. You basically get 2 cards to hand for free, so it's a nice play. I run 1 of these just in case I need to bring out more monsters and I don't want to have to tribute 2. I could search this out to make these 6-star, which is alright. It's a really, really okay play to do. I do like the play where you have 2 domains and you lower your Monarchs to basically 4 stars and just normal summon them. They don't get their effect, but having a normal summon 2800 beat stick is a pretty good play. But I only run 1 of these because the extra deck lockout is not that important in this format. I do 2 primes. I don't really like to use prime as the recycling, like sending back the deck to draw 1. That's all right in this deck, but I'd rather have the 2 primes engraved to do my extra deck plays. I might take out 1 for 1 to put in a 3rd prime, but I don't think that's a good thing to do. I feel like 2 primes is all right, and I can recycle enough with Junk Synchron, Edea, and Edeos to get a ton of Pantheisms back from the Banish Zone to just keep drawing what I need. I don't really need to send to deck too much because I'm not relying too much on the Monarch engine. For my extra deck, like I said before, 2 Seraphonite because I run 2 Lazuli and I like to have extra Brilliant Fusion plays. I like to have more than 1. Ulti Tzolkin, just for the dangerous dragons plays. Pretty good stuff. You basically special summon a level 7 or 8 Synchro monster from your extra deck for free. It's pretty good. There's a dirty play you can do with Ultimate Tzolkin as well. To bring this out, if you don't know, you have to send 2 level 5 or higher monsters you control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner, which is why you like Quickdraw Synchron, because he allows you to get Tzolkin out really, really quick. You basically go Quickdraw Synchron special summon Prime Monarch, send both to grave, bring out Tzolkin, and then just bring out, Clear Wing. Wow. Crystal Wing Synchro. Pretty good stuff. But the dirty plays you can do with Ulti Tzolkin is because he's technically treated as a level 12. You basically can do some really, really dirty shit. Its first line is this card's original level is always treated as 12. So if you can bring out 2 2 Quickdraw Synchrons in 1 turn and do a prime from last turn and prime from this turn, you can bring out 2 Tzolkin, bring out 2 dragons from your extra deck, and then XYZ 2 Tzolkins into fucking 7 sins because it's a 12-star XYZ. You can do some dirty, dirty shit with this deck. I don't run that because it's a little too much, and I feel like it's overextending way too much with this deck, but it's definitely a possibility and something you can do. So it's a pretty nuts play. 1 Trishula because it's fucking Trishula. Beals because I like bringing out extra deck extra deck stuff. I like bringing stuff out with Tzolkin, Crystal Wing for the same reason. I do Armades because it's a 3 and a 2, which is basically Junk Synchron and then YUGIOH. Same thing for Excel Synchron, just Junk Synchron and YUGIOH. I like Hope Harbinger because in case I need to do it, I can do Ether, bring out Erebus, bring out Titanic Galaxy, and then just stop my opponent's plays, especially if they rely on spell cards. This is a great card to have. Plus, it's a 3000 beat stick, which, you know, stuff can't swing over really, which is pretty good. I also like to run Gaia Charger because of the Volcasaurus Pop combo, where you Volcasaurus Pop, burn them for life points, and then attack over that with Gaia Charger by putting this on top of Volcasaurus. I do Adrius because it's Adrius. It's really, really good. You know, once per turn, detach one XYZ material from this card, target one face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. It basically gets you out of, like, any kind of lock you could be in case they have, like, Iron Wall up, in case they have Massacre Restrict up. It's a good way to get out of that stuff. Pallades because I can do it with light monsters, I can do it with Jack's Knight, I can do it with 2 primes. It's a good play. It's not something I bring out a ton because I don't run stuff that is really, really easy to bring out 2 5-star. Usually if you have 3 of these, you like to run 2 Pallades, but I don't get that play out too much. That's why I only run 1 Pallades. Volcasaurus, like I said before, for the Gaia Charger combo. I do Duruntal because it is an amazing card, which gets you out of the most brick hands you can have. If you brick a shit ton and then still end up with garbage cards in your hand, but end up with 2 of these in the graveyard or a Quickdraw Synchron in your hand, and you don't want to bring out to Tzolkin, you can do Duruntal, recycle your whole hand and your opponent's whole hand, and then draw some more. And that's pretty broken because then you can get some more combo pieces to your hand. It basically recycles your whole hand, and it's a real broken card. I don't know how this card's still in play. And Shark Fortress for going for game because it allows one monster you control to make a second attack. So pretty broken. All in all, this is my favorite version of Extra Deck Monarchs, and I would be playing this version if I just, you know, wanted to invest more into this format, but I think this format is pretty silly already, and it's going to get hit pretty soon. So I'm just going to save my money and invest in Dark Magicians is basically my plan. If you have any questions, don't forget to let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, you can follow me on Twitter @Schwabs or like my Facebook page. And if you really liked it, you could click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.